Suppy gang.
Goody gang. I'm over here too.
Someone.
We're in a blanket fort, and I'm devouring a Sprite.
Bro, watch out, because there's about to be a flashbang. No, seriously though. I know.
My bad. My
We're having
bad.
fun in here. We just saw like random stuff, and I threw a can at him for some reason.
It was very mean.
That was very loud. Roblox.
That wasn't nice, man.
Okay, that's perfect. Hi. Someone in Brooks School named Sawyer, I think.
I think. My bad.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
I didn't mean to. My bad. I did not mean to spill Sprite on the thingy.
A60.
It's a stirred, man, not A60.
A60.
It's basically A60.
He spilled Sprite on it.
One sec. Anything to clean it up with? We're all alone in the dark.
You'll never know it. I'm flashbanging them. Look at how bright that is.
That is pretty bright.
Here comes the sun. Anyway, what should we talk about?
I don't know.
Horror stories?
Shall I tell my horror story?
Yes. Hold on. Let's put the pillow. Let's explain the elephant in the room. I'm just kidding. What's the elephant in the room? The
elephant in the room is the horror story.
Okay.
Okay.
I coughed instead. No.
Hold up. Let me get in the thing. I'm telling the horror story, man. Okay.
I'm just kidding. We're not crying.
Okay. Take the flashbang away.
Flashbang?
Let's use some more proper horror story lighting.
Oh, but look at my face. That is actually so scary.
Oh, God. You look like a demon, dude.
I do?
Just, it's like, oh my God, dude, that's horrifying.
That is so scary.
So, not. Shut up. You're so mean. Okay. Okay. So, if Carter will calm down, I'll tell the story. Breathe, homie. This guy.
This guy.
Okay. Yes, you can have your flashbang over there. I will be telling the horror story. Okay. So, stop tweaking, bro. What is that noise? Fire, bro.
No.
Am my tongue blue? Help. Anyway, not so very long ago, there was a man named John. He was going to England on a cruise in the New York Bay. So, he boards his cruise on the first day. On the first day, everything is normal. He enters his cabin. He eats breakfast. He eats lunch. Does some recreational activities. You know, maybe goes swimming. Maybe plays pool. Hangs out with the other. What you gonna call it? People who are travelers, whatever the hell. Anyway,
Whatever the hell.
John, he goes to sleep, and everything is normal. He wakes up the next day, and well, when he wakes up, he goes to the cafeteria. He eats his breakfast. He just hangs out for a little bit, watches some TV. Then it's lunchtime. And at lunchtime, John happens to discover a ring inside of his suit, inside of his chili. So, naturally, being a kind-hearted person as John is, he takes it to the cafeteria workers to, maybe somebody who was cooking. Oh, somebody who was cooking must have lost this. I gotta return it. So, John, he goes to one of the cafeteria workers, and he's like, hey, I found this ring in my soup. And the cafeteria worker's like, oh, that belongs to Jennifer. I'll take it to her. And she goes out back, does whatever. So John, he just feels good with himself, he does whatever. He just goes back to his eating, and he does everything else. He eats dinner, he goes to sleep. Carter, if you don't stop flashbanging the screen, I'm gonna kick you out of the cave, dude.
I mean, I can stop.
Okay, good boy. You wanna be part of it too? Okay, you can join. Okay, you can smile like a demon up there. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Okay, so John is sleeping. He wakes up in the middle of the night to find his door cracked. Just a little open, not much, but that's it. It's fine. He doesn't care. He goes to the bathroom, he shuts his door, and he goes back to sleep. And all is normal. He goes to breakfast, he goes to lunch, and he goes to dinner. He does his activities, he watches TV, and he goes to sleep. He doesn't wake up that night. Because he just goes into his sleep. He wakes up the next morning, and he sees in the cafeteria, there's a sign. A sign that says, volunteers needed. Not needed, but short staff. Volunteers needed to cook. So, John, being obviously, as I said earlier, a kind-hearted person, he's like, oh, I should volunteer to, help out these people. So, as a kind-hearted person, John is like, oh, I would like to help. And the cafeteria workers are like, oh, wow, how delightful. You would so be great for the team. So, he washes his hands, throws on an apron. He knows how to cook. He's not useless. So, he starts cooking. He's just throwing some meat in, throwing some carrots in the soup, having a jolly old time, making pasta sauce or whatever. Anyway, he notices a list on the counter. This list has some names on it, some of which are crossed off. They're going down. He sees cross, and he sees at the
Goldfish.
He sees the last one that was most recently crossed off, most likely, is a person named Jennifer. Anyway, he doesn't really think much of it. He sees a couple more people on the list. He sees a guy named Sean next on the list. He just thinks nothing of it. He's just like, oh, it's probably just the staff that work here. And he's probably like, that's why they're short staffed. Some of these people are off the cruise, are unable to work. Maybe they injured themselves. So
I'm radioactive.
Hmm?
I'm radioactive.
Radio 256. Anyway, so he goes back to his cabin, because he's tired. He's beat for the day, doing some hard work in the kitchen. He goes to his cabin. He sleeps. All is well. He wakes up in the middle of the night, though. He doesn't really think much of it. He just like, I just probably need to use the bathroom. So he uses the bathroom. But right before he's about to fall asleep, he's in the state where he's almost about to drift off, but he doesn't drift off just yet. He hears and then the proper leaf stops. It doesn't sound exactly like a knocking. It sounds more like somebody crashed against a wall, fell a couple times. Something bounced against the wall, like let's see. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Thanks, Carter.
You're welcome.
Anyway, so John, he's probably like, oh, somebody probably just fell in the other room. He's fine with it. He says, whatever, my door's closed, I'm fine. He wakes up the next day. He goes out of his room. He sees a door that's been walled off with like a little bit of tape, you know, signifying, hey, don't go in here, it's under maintenance. So he asked the worker what happened, and the worker says, oh, Sean had a great fall. And he was like, oh, that's unfortunate. So he goes in for breakfast, he eats his breakfast, and then he volunteers again. He notices the list on the counter again, and he sees Sean is crossed off. Okay. Anyway, so he doesn't think much of it. He's probably like, oh, Sean was probably just a worker here, and he got injured, obviously, and can't work anymore for a while. So he goes back to cooking, and he doesn't think much of it. So he sleeps for that night. He does the same thing next day, and he goes to sleep. He wakes up. He notices a crack in the door. He notices the door is cracked. Not enough to be somebody who could walk through it, but wide enough to see where you could see somebody through it. He could see through it, and somebody else could see through it. Anyway, he sees a worker standing outside the door. He can't see much of them. He can only see about half of them, about the middle part of their body, like from here. Anyway, he's kind of horrified because, well, it's not normal that somebody is outside of your door on a cruise at about 3 a.m. So he gets into a defensive pose, like he sits up on his bed, and he's like, whoa, what the hell? Anyway, he notices that the cafeteria worker must be grasping something really hard because his arm's really, really tense. Like, it's like if you were to, like, grab a stress ball really hard. Like, you ever, like, played with, like, one of those, like, really, really tough stress balls, and you're like, you have to really squeeze it. Anyway, it looks like to me he's doing something like that. So, he's like, what the hell? Anyway, the worker, he cracks open the door. He steps in. John notices he's holding a knife. A knife. Yes, a butcher knife. One that would particularly be used for chopping up an animal. The worker says, "You're next on the list, John." The end. Now, you may be confused. So let me clarify, shall I? Let me ask you a question. Why was Jennifer's ring in the soup? Why was she on the list? In the food area. I'm cooked, bro. Anyway, if you want to hear more horror stories, I might post them on my channel, Exhibity87, ENXIVITY87. Check it out.
I look like half of a demon. Now what should we talk about?
I don't know. Turn the light on.
Up.
What's up, guys?
Suppy gang.
It's goody.
That's not a punch. It's a fist bump.
Fist bump.
I don't know why I had to think about that. Bro.
Yeah. Nice one, Carter.
I know.
Free goldfish though.
Last one.
You want one? I got you.
Here you go. If your name is John and you have a goldfish.
Anyway, you better subscribe to this man right here. If you don't want
the myth, the legend,
Carter. Anyway, you better subscribe to this absolute awesome person. If you don't want a demonic goldfish under your bed tonight, there will be a demonic goldfish under your bed if you do not subscribe right now. You got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
No.
Yeah. You better have subscribed. I'm talking to you right there. Yeah. Yeah, I see you.
He's the fourth wall.
I see you. I said that you need to subscribe if you don't want a demonic goldfish under your bed right now. Yeah, when you go to bed tonight, if you don't subscribe, there's gonna be a goldfish, a demonic one, under your bed, and it's gonna eat your bones. Yeah, it's gonna eat your pet cat or your pet dog and your bones alive. You don't want that. Anyway,
No,
that's all I have to say.
feet. No, you just have feet under your bed. That was cringe.
Yeah, it was right.
Ah, no!
Bro, you made the cave collapse.
I did!
We gotta go.
Ah!